Welcome back to Yumi Universe, where we don't judge and your insanity is very welcome. This is part 2 of my story about prison. I hope you enjoy. Yeah, and if you wanna, if you want to, you don't have to, but I just feel like it would be really cool if you subscribed, cause I'm gonna be putting a lot of stuff on here and I want you to see it, because maybe it'll help you, maybe not. Every time. It'll help you every time. Okay, what am I doing? What am I saying? Anyways, back to my superhero adventure of being dumb enough to get myself to prison. I actually chose to go. I think I made this clear in the last video, but I chose to go because it was easier than probation. Because all I wanted to do was meditate. It was like, would I rather be like fucking mind raped and programmed, excuse my language, by things I don't believe, and then go into a circle and do it for another 6 years? Or do I want to go meditate, which I like to do already, for 4 months or 8 months? And I was like that. Like, I was thinking, I was like, maybe this is a reason why. Like, maybe this is the reason why I was stupid enough to make it happen, because it really was like a really, eye-opening experience. It really taught me a lot. Taught me to be tough. Taught me how to, and and it was a time to meditate like a crazy motherfucker. You know I love to meditate. I just close my eyes and poof, I'm gone. People are like, Anka, Anka, and I'm like, wait, you guys. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I just, what am I don't. Okay, so prison. I got there. Got to sit for a few hours with a new bag of clothes. They gave me like a bunch of gray clothes and a jacket. We get a jacket, big blue jacket, and a hat. Bright orange hat. Because the prison is right? You got that right. Surprisingly, Shakopee prison, Shakopee women's prison, is like 8 different buildings all around each other, and then there's paths outside that go to the different buildings, and there's no fence. Like, you just be gone. They said like only a few people ever tried that, because there's a bunch of COs and stuff, and if you run away, you get a whole mess of more time, and then you have to deal with that. So people just didn't do that. But it was like amazing. Like, the girls there would joke about how it was called Camp Cupcake because it was so nice that like we get to go outside, and like, I don't know, the rooms weren't so bad, and yeah, I don't know. It it's, it felt like college, but like you were locked in. Um So, anyways, yeah, I felt when I got there just like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. Like, I always had a thought, like, wake up in the morning and be like, fuck, I'm in prison. Fuck! Excuse my language, I just really had to express myself right there. Like, oh my god! Maybe if I knock my head on the wall hard enough, I'll knock out and be able to sleep. I, I slept so much when, like, I shouldn't even been sleeping because I was meditating so much. But, so, like, at first we went through some classes, and then by the time we got done with these classes, I can't remember, it was like 2 weeks or 2 weeks of classes, like, shortly after that you get assigned a job. I was assigned to fold balloons. That was my first job there. That was effing great. That was just fantastic. Folding balloons. No, that wasn't a bad job. I mean, could be worse. But yeah, and then get together here, Annika. So I, being my socially awkward, quiet self, barely ever talked to anyone, but I did make a couple friends that were actually really nice. Turns out there's people in prison that are actually very nice and are there for a really stupid reason, and they're going through hell because that's what it is. Prison is hell. I don't even care if it's called Camp Cupcake. It's hell. Like, you don't know how bad it is until you go there. And then after that, you see everybody else who's, like, on the news going to prison and stuff, like, for 30 years, and I'm just like, how do we even do this to people? Like, no matter how messed up they are, at least give us a soft, give them at least a soft bed, a soft bed to sleep on. Because, like, I feel like sleeping on an inch thick mat is, like, inhumane torture. But and then other people are like, well, they shouldn't have done what they did and they have to pay the price, so they have to sleep on that. I think they would better understand and grow from what they did if they were able to sleep better. But that's just all I'm saying. You get used to it, though. You get used to it. So, since I have, like, a problem with work, I cannot work, like, a 7-hour shift. I cannot. I mean, I guess I can now with Adderall sometimes when I'm feeling good. But I didn't have any Adderall in there, and so I decided, I was like, I'm quitting this job. I'm going to do lockdown instead. So if you don't do your job, it means you are locked in your room 23 hours of the day. You get an hour in the morning to get your mail. That's pretty much it. And then you're locked in. And so all day, every day, I was in my head, just meditating. It's probably why I have all the problems I do now. It's like, oh, you lost your mind meditating that much, didn't you? Probably. But oh my god, like, one thing about the hard beds is I had tons of lucid dreams, like, because I'd always be, like, half awake. And I got, oh my god, the craziest lucid dreams. I got several lucid dreams talking to God. I like in a dream usually I lucid dream a lot. Okay, so this might be weird, but I'm just gonna say it anyways. So like when you're in a dream and you see a person, there's a lot of imposters. They're not like sometimes they're actually like the being can show up in your dream, but like you grab them and you like look at them intensely and you're like, who are you? And they just like they're like, oh okay, I'm not this person, I'm somebody else named Sam. And I'm like, all right, so this guy, this like man, he was just looking at me like this, Monica. And I was like, are you God? Because he's like, Annika, I'm God. I was like, are you? And he was like, yes. And it was so intense. I was like, okay, what's up, God? He told me some funny things that maybe would just embarrass me if I said that. He was like, you need to get this person to, you need to talk to this person. And I was like, how am I going to do that? Because I just burned that bridge on the day I sent myself into prison. I burned the bridge with him for the last time. He's not going to talk to me. And he's like, well, you're going to be rich and famous, aren't you? And I was like, what? And then I like woke up and I was like, and it was crazy because the pastor the next day looked exactly like him when I went to church, because I was always going to church in there because that's the only thing spiritual. Yeah. Actually, I did do some like sweat lodges and Native American cultured things I got to do in there too, which was cool. But yeah, I always went to church and yeah, I tripped out on that. That was a crazy dream and I learned so much and I journaled and I journaled and I journaled. Like I had like 4 journals full in the first week. It's like, need more journals. And then I wanted to write a book. And I decided that I was going to highlight in my journal every, like, revelation that I had. And I did that. And then once I got out of prison, I typed it all up. And now it's online for sale. But like I gave it to a private company. This isn't really about prison. This is after prison. But I gave my book to a private company, like a free publishing site. And then a couple years later, I noticed that it's been selling on Amazon, on Google, on everything. And I'm like, what the hell? My book is selling. And I'm not getting my money for it. Like, no! I have to fix this problem. I even bought it because I like lost it, so I bought it again. But it's only $3.99, I think. Go buy it. It'll help you be happier. It helps me be happier. It's like you're supposed to just flip through and then find whatever message you land on. Okay, anyways, back to prison. I cannot even tell you guys how hard it is to get through every day. I really started losing my mind because I was in there 23 hours of the day and it was really getting to my head. My head started feeling like it was going to explode and but thankfully, like on the day I thought I was going to like die from stir craziness, I got my TV. One wonderful thing about the paradise of Camp Cupcake is if you get a TV, if you buy a TV and you don't work, you get to watch TV all day long. There's like a little place in your where you can put your TV and then plug it in. It's your own personal TV. So I got to watch TV after that. That was like, oh my god. Before though, when I got my radio, got like a little Walkman thing. I hadn't heard music in months. And when I got to hear music again, it was like energies and like light like came back to my body. Like I was like color came back to inside me, and it made me feel so good again. And I that was a trip. Like that taught me what music can do. It like how much it really heals us. 'Cause I really felt that. Um, but yeah, freaking nights when you can't sleep. There's nights where I was up all night long, meditating, learning how to open my chakras, learning how to talk to ascended masters so they could heal me, and they were healing me a bunch. It was awesome. Sometimes it would like I would be meditating and I'd like time travel because I was meditating, and like half a day would go by in like 30 minutes. It felt like 30 minutes, and like half a day would go by, and I'd be like, yes, I love it. I love it. Um, but yeah, you in prison you can't like just roam wherever you want. If you're told where to go, when to be there, what to do exactly the whole time. Um, but eventually, I got a job again, and that was a chef. I was a chef in the kitchen at Shakopee. I was a secondhand chef, and yeah, that was a little bit of fun. Like I ended up having to quit that too because I just couldn't do it. But like for a while, I was like, I don't know. The girl I was cooking with was really nice. There's a lot of nice girls there, and then there's the ones that are just like tough faced all the time. Like, what? What do you want? They're just talking shit about people and stuff. And then there's other ones like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, hey, like that good woman over there that's cutting. She's cutting. She's cutting something. So yeah, she's like she stabbed her husband, I think, like 28 times. I was like, shit. Why are we giving her a knife again? But she had been there for so long, and I guess, I don't know. I got the pleasure of one of the people I worked with in the kitchen was a murderer. She told me her story. She was like such a peaceful woman, but she was strong at the same time. And we talked about spiritual stuff and like ascended masters. And but she told me how she was like, you know what? I don't regret doing it. He was a big gangster. Big gangster guy, fucking up a lot of people's lives, killing people, abusing people, and abusing her, and she stuck up for herself and shot him. So she was like, I'm okay here. Like I got my little journals that I can write in. I got my own little space. I'll be fine, like, oh my god, I could not do it. I cannot imagine being like, yeah, I'm fine here in prison. She's like, I like it here, actually. But she was like an older lady, and she was just like, she was very sweet but very tough. And, so that was an interesting story, getting to know her. Just like casually talking to a murderer. um, but that's how it was in prison. There's tons of murderers in prison, but one of them who had been there for like 22 years since she was young shared her story. she pretty much got life or something. I don't know. No, she didn't get life, but she had like another 10 years to go, or at least. And you know, prison, jail, it changes people a lot. It really does. I really think the whole method could be so much more effective, though. Like, if we sat down with people and talked about their issues and, like, talked about why they did what they did and how it's not right and why it's not right, and, like, walked. Because people are mentally ill. People don't even know. They don't process. Like, I didn't process. Like, um, and I just think a lot of people would end up staying out instead of going back in if there was help, as in, like, trying to make people aware of what they did and why it's wrong and why they're there. Because they're like, people just got shoved there and they just, it pisses them off. It just pisses them off. They're like, fuck you guys, you all suck. Bringing them right back to where they were and wanting to do again what they did because they're just pissed at the people who's punishing them or, like, treating them like crap. Um, so if you're anyone who can put in any word to anywhere, like, let's please make the criminal justice system smarter and more educational towards, and more compassionate towards the inmates, because, like, they've been treated like trash their whole lives, and that's why they have done what they do, because they're like, I'm a piece of crap anyways. And then we put them in a room and lock them in there and say, you're a piece of crap, that's why you're in there. And they're like, yeah, I know I'm a piece of crap. I try my hardest, but I just seem to be a piece of crap. So I'm just gonna be a piece of crap. Because that's what you're telling me I am. Like, that really happens a lot. But in jail, the CO lady was like, we should give you an inmate of the month award. And I was like, shh, don't say that to anyone. They're gonna fucking give me so much shit about it. What something I skipped earlier is that, like, jail at Buffalo County, we actually, like, we had a freaking Xbox Connect. We had Altered Beast for Sega, the most classic game of my life, and I was like, I got to play it again for the first time in like 20 years, and I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. I can't believe we're in jail right now and playing this. And yeah, and we actually, like, we had as much fun as we could because it's hell being in there and you go a little crazy, and because, like, you're so oppressed and stressed, we act weird and giggly and make jokes and just be the weirdest people ever. Like, we do the weirdest fucking things. This is different from the men's prison, though. So, feel so bad for the men's prison because they gotta act tough. They gotta be hard. But, like, in the women's prison, we're just like, just to make ourselves laugh and feel better. Like, and one of my favorite things, this girl that was like my best friend when I was there, she I miss her, but she told me this game that her and her brother used to play called the creepy contest game, where you each would try to be as creepy as possible, and whoever could be creepier would win. So we played. We'd be like, hey, what are you doing? You wanna touch me? Or just, like, stuff like that, and it would make us laugh so hard. Like, nothing has made me laugh harder than that game. Oh man. But yeah, God, there's so much Put questions on the video. Subscribe, bitch! Or I'll shank you. Because I've been in prison, so you don't want to test me. Ah! To be honest, though, they always said, I was like, even though I was in prison, I was still my overly nice self. Just always wanted to be. And, like, if a CO tells you to do something, you don't fight with them. You just do it. Like, give them respect. And they give respect back to you. And, so that made it a lot easier being there. So, 2 weeks before I'm going to be let out, they do a random P test. And they sent a list of girls to go do a P test. And they say, if you can't pee in 2 hours, you're going in the segregation. So I was pretty much already in seg. But no, I had a roommate. But you never, like, you leave 1 hour of the day, that was really hard because I got really bad restless leg syndrome in there. And it drove me nuts. I was just, like, pacing around the room just for, like, hours, like, trying to get my leg to rest. And all I wanted to do was lay down and sleep. Yeah, it was really hard being in there because it's, like, you don't get to go eat dinner in the dining hall or whatever. Like, you are stuck in that room. And, for 2 weeks. I can't believe it was 2 weeks. I can't believe I did that for 2 weeks. But, yeah, the day that my segregation ended was the day I got out, which was my birthday! My out date. My release date was my actual birthday. Best birthday of my life! Best. I cannot explain to you what it feels like to be locked up for so long, feeling like it's never gonna end. Especially like the first time you go in there, you feel like it's never gonna end. Like, people tell you it's gonna end, but you're like, I know you're lying to me. Because everything's so backwards there. It's like, in jail, like, when you try to get something, the COs make sure you don't get it. Like, I don't know, there's tons of that energy, and then it's just like in the real world, when you're like, hey, can I get, like, an apple juice? They're like, yeah, sure, here you go. But in jail, when you're like, hey, can I get an apple juice? They're like, yeah, maybe I'll look into it. And then it never comes. But, ba-dum, ba-dum, blam, 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 saying ba-dum, too much, blam, blah. Come on, think, Annika, think. Okay, so what do I want to cover that I haven't really yet? I never got, like, in any kind of beef with any girl, except for, okay, one time, there's a couple incidences where it was just, like, ridiculous, because I was like, why the hell are you... So after lunch, we're supposed to put our tray up to the trash girl, and the girl takes all the trash out, dumps it, and puts the tray away, and then, so I, like, walked up, and I, like, wiped my nose with this napkin, and, like, curled, like, scrunched it up, and she was just like, hell no! I ain't taking your nasty ass snot rag! Get the fuck away from me! Get that shit out of here! And I was just like, dude, it's your job, and the people are wiping their nose on all those other napkins. It's your fucking job, but whatever, okay, be mean. I was just like, my reaction was like, okay. Just turned around and walked back. Like, I will not give you my I will not snap back and give you that. No, I'm just gonna be like, okay, sister, you do your thing. I'm gonna do mine, cause you crazy, but I'm crazy too, so it's okay. And then one other time, I was trying to play volleyball. Had good times playing volleyball, a lot of good times. But this was just not the nicest group of girls, I guess. They started just. I don't even know. I can't remember. I don't know why they started giving me shit. I was like. Probably because I'm white. No, I don't know. No, that's not. I don't know. Maybe because I'm a little pussy and they can tell and they just want to take advantage of that. Except I'm not a little pussy. I was like. I just walked away like. I wanted to say so many things to them. I remember thinking like. I just want to tell them now. The spirits are watching. I want to say something crazy like that, like, because that's what I do when I get like upset with something in my head. I usually like, I mean, I don't really want to like start a fight, but I like think about things like what I would say, or sometimes I do say them, and it's just like stuff like that, like crazy stuff where they're like, "Oh my god," I'm like, "Yeah, that's right." That's how I play my games. I'm a crazy motherfucker. So, sorry about my language. Jesus, forgive me! Forgive me. So, yeah, friggin' October 10th, my birthday, got picked up by my dad. Yeah, and Shane was there. Got taken to Mall of America to go to Crave and eat sushi. It was amazing, and I was like, there's like no other feeling like that light that shines inside of you. And then then I gotta go back to Duluth, and my mom had set up the perfect room for me. She bought me new bed sheets, and it was just like the softest bed ever. And I just couldn't believe it. Like, the biggest thing I was taught in prison is how valuable all the little stuff is. Like, oh my god. When everything is taken away from you for months and months, day in, day out, it's your life, it's every second, every day. You don't get a break. And it feels like you're gonna die. And then you're allowed to go eat sushi just like that. A couple hours later, eating sushi, like, I was so terrified they were gonna be like, Annika, your time has been lengthened for no apparent reason, because stuff like that happens all the time there. But no, I gotta go out on my birthday, and yeah, I still do think all the time about how lucky I am to like have my studio, to have a computer, to have just anything, like a bottle of water when I want it. I got as much ice as I want. I got like, it's bliss, and we forget that. Like, it's freaking bliss. And now I'm like remembering the most because I just went over my whole story for the first time ever. Oh yeah, one story. When I was a chef, they were like making it. She like put in the spices, the head chef, and I was just like sitting there like with nothing to do, just like stirring while I was stirring, and cooking the noodles, and nobody was around, and I was like, this needs a lot more spices. And so I went in and I like grabbed the spices and was just like, like, that's about how much we need. And I got compliments all day talking about how good the spaghetti was. And like everybody's like, "Oh my god, the spaghetti was so good!" I was like, "Yes, cooked for 700 people, and it was a success." Like, that felt good. There was some. happy times, but mostly it was just sleep. Slept for 8 months. Sat inside my head and meditated about all the things you could ever think of. Miracles, just all the time. Learned how to do a lot of healing then. Okay, so I guess this is about the end. Oh my god, it's 30. Oh my god, I hope they allow me to. I really hope they allow me to post this because I'm not going to do it again. Okay, I love you guys. Goodbye for now. Oh, wait, one more thing. I'm just gonna check something. So, I asked people on my Facebook if they wanted. No, what? Never mind. Okay, forget that. Sorry. Sorry for taking up your time, but, goodbye from the Yumi universe for now. Remember, your beauty is past their judgments. Your beauty is so far beyond their judgments. Their judgments aren't even real. So, here in the Yumi universe, whenever you want to not be judged and just flow and be like, yeah, girl, you got it. You know, come and watch my videos. Because I'm going to make a lot more. I have a lot more stories to tell. A lot. Even more about prison. Post comments about it and I will answer everything in the next video. Enjoy your universe, guys. Peace out.